Natural resources. Learning objectives. Natural resources. Conservation of natural resources. In our daily life, we do various activities. We take auto, bus, car or train when we have to go in other cities. We cook food when we are hungry. Sometimes we play music system or watch television. We need something to run, play or operate. These things make our life easier, and these activities. Natural resources. Anything that is useful to us is called a resource. For our survival, we need air, water, sunlight, minerals and soil. Whatever we take or use from nature can be called a natural resource. Types of natural resources. Natural resources are two types. 1. Non-renewable resources. 2. Renewable resources. 1. Non-renewable resources. These resources are not formed again in nature. Petroleum, oil, minerals and soil can get over naturally when we use these resources. These resources take hundreds, thousands and even millions of years to be made. Non-renewable resources. Oil, natural gas, coal. 2. Renewable resources. These natural resources like water in ocean, sunlight, air etc. never get over. Even if they get reduced, they form back again within a few years or decades. For example, the oxygen in the air is used up by plants and animals but get generated every day too. It forms again fast enough for us to be able to breathe it in. Renewable resources. Solar energy, hydropower energy, wind energy. Conservation of natural resources. It is very important we should be careful. If a resource is used and thrown away, eventually the resource becomes scarce. They are likely to run out soon if not used judiciously. However, a nation's progress depends on judicious use and conservation of natural resources. Soil conservation. Soil is the topmost layer of Earth's crust. It is one of the most important natural resources, is often less needed. Soil provides minerals and water to plants which are absorbed by the roots. Soil also provides shelter to a number of insects and animals. The conservation of soil is important as well as conservation of water and other natural resources. However, soil gets depleted when it is blown away by wind or washed away by running water. This process is called soil erosion. Soil erosion can be prevented by plant trees. We all know that the roots of trees firmly hold on to the soil. Therefore, trees should be planted to check soil erosion. Terraces farming. Terracing is one of the very good methods of soil conservation. A terrace is level part of a hilly cultivated area. Its steps on hilly farms prevent the rapid surface run of water. So this farming checks soil erosion. Water the soil. We water plants, we water the crops, but do we water the soil? If the answer is yes, it means we conserve the soil. Watering the soil along with plants is a way to prevent soil erosion caused by wind. Soil conservation methods. Forest conservation. Forests are very important to the atmosphere because they use up carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Many forests are constantly felled to obtain wood. In recent days, protection of forests is a difficult task. We should do the following to conserve forests. Afforestation. We should plant trees in large numbers, especially where forests have been cut. Planting trees. Prevent forest fires. Sometimes forests catch fires and burn the entire vegetation. To prevent forests from fire, we should be careful to burn fire or use matchstick in a forest. Prevent overgrazing. Overgrazing by cattle enhances soil erosion. It should be prevented. Overgrazing. Water conservation. About 70-75% of Earth is covered with water. Water is available in the form of oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds, polar ice caps and water vapor. Water is a renewable resource as it cycles from the land to the atmosphere and comes back in the form of rain or snow. However, a step to conserve water is the step to secure the future. Water conservation can stop the scarcity of drinking water. We should conserve water to protect its loss. Conservation of water can be initiated by the following methods. Turn the tap off when not in use, especially when you brush your teeth or wash clothes. Never throw the leftover water on roads which can be used for gardening and cleaning. Use minimum amount of water to bathe. Collect rainwater on roofs of buildings and store it in tanks. Use this water for bathing, washing, and watering plants. Avoid leakage of water from the tap. Fossil fuels and energy conservation. Fossil fuels, i.e., coal, petroleum and natural gas, are the fuels of the modern day. Most of urban population consume energy from them. But these fossil fuels take several millions of years to form. These resources are those in limited supply and cannot be replaced. Once they are exhausted, we will really be in trouble. Therefore, we should keep the following in mind. Switch off fans and lights when not in use. Use bicycles for small distances. Use public transport or use carpools. Switch off the cars at red lights. Save natural resources by recycling the old, used natural resources. Be an environment shopper and reduce, reuse and recycle. Use pressure cookers or cover the utensils while cooking. Fossil fuels are the non-renewable sources of energy. Supply of fossil fuels is limited. So, we should use them judiciously. We should use alternative sources of energy. These alternative sources reduce the quantity of energy used. These energy conservation methods save your money and at the same time save the earth. When you use these alternative resources of energy, you automatically make efforts to reduce increasing global warming. These alternative sources of energy are wind energy, solar energy, hydroelectric energy or biomass energy. Wind energy. Wind energy is often used to generate the mechanical power or the electricity. In India, wind energy holds great importance in large hilly, coastal and desert areas. In the rural areas it is used to pump water and grind grain. The benefit of wind energy is that it is fully pollution-free and is eco-friendly too. Wind energy. Solar energy. Solar power uses the sun's energy and light to provide heat, light and electricity for homes. It is the primary source of all energy forms on the earth. It is one such energy which helps in maintaining the ecological balance. Solar energy. Hydroelectric energy. Another renewable source of energy is the hydroelectric energy, which is produced from fast-flowing water. The process is pollution-free. Hydroelectric energy. Biomass energy. Biomass is the plant and animal waste which is used as the energy. Biomass energy, like manure from livestock, plant waste etc., can be used to generate electricity, fuel, light and heat. We get biomass energy directly from plants and indirectly from the animal waste. Summary. Anything we take or use from nature can be called a natural resource. Renewable resources never get over. They can produce again. Non-renewable resources are not formed again in nature so fast. The conservation of soil is important as well as conservation of water and other natural resources. Forests are very important to the atmosphere because they use up carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Water conservation can stop the scarcity of drinking water. Fossil fuels are the non-renewable sources of energy. Most of urban population consumes energy from fossil fuels. We should use alternative sources of energy such as solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy and biomass energy. Keywords. Resource, a new or reserve supply that can be drawn upon when needed. Renewable resource, any natural resource that can be replenished naturally. Non-renewable resource, any natural resource that cannot be replenished naturally. Fossil fuel, fuel consisting of the remains of organisms preserved in rocks in the Earth's crust.